besides that, it's to give music to the world, but incredible music. My ultimate dream is to just like put out music that I'm just like, oh, it's starting to be like that. I'm starting to make those songs where I'm just like, oh, damn it, this is so good. Like, this is,
Yes.
I love it. You know what I mean? It took a long time. It wasn't always like that.
Welcome back to Sun City SITREP. I'm your host, Deshaun Johnson, but you could call me DJ. And today I'm sweating. I am nervous. I have anxiety. This person that's sitting next to me, I just don't even have the right to say I'm in their realm of anything. It's amazing. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? What's up, EPT? Sun City SITREP. My name is Krystall Poppin.
Yeah, my heart's all throbbing. I don't know what to do with all this energy that I have right now. But Krystall Poppin.
Yes, sir.
Let's just start off right with, El Paso.
Yes, sir. Where it all started.
Like, I just want you to let's just start it off differently than how we always started.
Okay.
El Paso's your home.
Yes, sir.
I need you to deliver some words to El Paso, like right off the bat.
I mean, it's words to El Paso.
Yeah.
Some words to El Paso. I'm just very thankful that, first of all, I'm very proud to be from El Paso. You know, like growing up, I think when, you're in school and stuff, people are always like, they can't wait to get out. They can't wait to leave. And as someone who did leave and has traveled a lot, I can honestly say that I am so happy to be from here, and I'm so happy when I come back because this is home. And every other place, I've been to big cities, little cities, and nothing ever feels like home. I always feel like I can't wait to get home whenever I'm somewhere. And I wanna shout out El Paso for that. And there really is no place like El Paso.
Honestly, that's true. There is no place like El Paso. Like, you could go somewhere else anywhere in America.
Yeah.
No one's gonna act like someone from
No.
like, you could tell someone from El Paso
Yeah.
than anywhere else, like New Mexico, for instance. Like, it's gonna be two different types of people.
Yeah, for sure. And the crazy thing is, like, whenever you meet someone from El Paso outside of El Paso, it's like instant love. It's like, oh my God. And you guys start like bonding, and it's really crazy. And everyone around you guys are just kind of like, what? Like, what's up with El Paso? You know what I mean? Never heard of that place or whatever. But I love that about us. Like, we're so proud whenever we see each other in the wild, So that's really cool. Like, I encourage people to leave the city, go explore, go see what's out there, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And then speaking of El Paso, when it comes to like the music side of like El Paso, I was talking to someone not too long ago about like El Paso's sound. Do you think El Paso has a sound when it comes to music?
I think we're starting to get there. I think I would love to hear more people come out, I think we can have a sound. There's from a lot of the talent that I've seen and heard throughout my time, being here, there definitely is like a vibe, you know what I mean? And I think we need to really explore and trust ourselves and go for it. Just how like Toronto has a sound, I feel like Cali has a sound, like all of Cali has a sound.
Yeah,
different
El Paso
parts have
definitely
different types of sounds, but definitely Cali has like a signature. And I think El Paso can definitely have that. We just need to own it.
Yeah. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of see you as the face of like El Paso music or El Paso hip hop or rap or whatever
Really?
you want to
Thank
call
you.
it. Like, I'm not saying like people need to like follow your style, but like, would you mind if people are like taking from your style and using it as homage or whatever you want to call it?
Might as well, because I think that because of everything that I have been blessed with, I think that I would love to give back to the city in that way. And what better way than from the music itself? You know what I mean? Like, if it is a blueprint for someone, like, let it be that. If I really don't, like, I didn't have like that El Paso person to look up to and like follow, and this is what they did and this is how it worked out, and and if that could be me, I would be honored,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like how you were saying, like you didn't have anybody to like follow. Like,
Yeah.
who was your inspiration when it came to music then?
I mean, to be honest, it was bigger acts, you know, like people from Texas, people from Cali, a lot of people from New York. I just like hip hop in general has been something that I've always, you know, been into since little. Like my parents were hip hop heads, so I've always listened to hip hop since I was
Interesting.
in the womb, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then other
Same.
than that, like, you know, my whole family, like from my grandma to like the youngest, like we listen to oldies a lot. So we're very like oldies soul oriented, you know, I'm
That's
always
sick.
jamming oldies for sure. Mexican music, like we're, you know, my mom, like once I hear like Vicente playing in the morning, like it's like it's time, like I know she's cleaning the house and I'm not trying to go over there in the kitchen because then she's
Nope.
gonna make me pick up
Understandable.
she's gonna make me pick up a mop or something, you know what I mean? I'm just like, you know, like it's just music is such I feel like such a big part of my life, and it's not only something that I do, it's something that I enjoy like on my private time, like when I'm alone, like I prefer to listen to music over, you know, watching movies, and I'm trying to get better
Yes.
at
You
other
understand it.
medias,
No,
you know what
no,
I mean?
let's just cut it right there. Let's just leave
Yeah.
it at that. Music over movie. Like you understand me. Like
For
these
sure.
people over here torment me because like I know every song, but I don't know every movie.
That's me, yeah. And people like, you haven't seen this, you haven't seen that. And I'm just like honestly, I'm over there jamming albums over and over and over, like, you know, learning lyrics and stuff and finding new artists. And
Right.
like, I forget, like, I'm like, oh man, I haven't watched a movie in like a month. Like,
Yeah.
I should like go brush up on some movies. And then me too, like, I really like old movies. Like, I like to like just find old movies. Like, right now, I'm trying to get through Cleopatra, like the old one, you know, like
Right.
the really old one. And like I like stuff like that, and a lot of people don't like movies like that, so I can't watch, like when I'm with someone watching a movie, it's like we gotta watch like something new or like a funny whatever movie that I can't take nothing from, like,
Right.
you know. But yeah, that's how it is for me. But music, like boom, like
Yeah.
I'm bumping music all the time for sure.
Same. And like I asked you all of this, like your whole little background in music, just to get to your next album that's dropping.
Yeah.
You said June 27th,
June
right?
27th, yeah.
Talk
for
to me
sure.
about that.
So June 27th was the date I chose because my birthday's on June 25th, and I
Okay.
didn't want to. I've made the mistake of like doing things on my birthday, and it's just like I just stress myself out. You know, even just planning an event, even a birthday party, like it's so stressful, and I feel like I don't actually enjoy my day. So I was like, it was an option to drop it that day, but I was like, no, let's do it after, and it'll be like my present to myself. And
Love that.
you know what I mean? So we picked that day, and that also gave me a deadline in order to finish all the songs, get them mixed mastered, and like all the videos I needed to do. Because before that, I've been working on this album since I want to say like September. That's when
Nice.
I started writing the first song. So it's been a long time like coming, and because I didn't have a deadline for a while, like I was just kind of like, you know, like taking my time, making sure everything was good. And then I was like, nah, like I need to put a date on this. So I finally did, and then I announced it. So that kind of lit the fire under me and made sure that I was like delivering on time and stuff. And I'm pretty happy. Like I'm on time. I just shot a really cool video that I'm so excited about. Like this next single that I'm going to drop is it's going to be on the album, but I wanted it to have its own moment before the whole album came out, because I feel once you drop a project, like people start just like finding their favorites, or like, you know, people might not even hear the whole thing, or like it just gets lost in the noise, I feel. So I was like, this one's so special to me that like I really wanted to have its own moment. So yeah, it's gonna have its own moment.
Okay. It's not that I want to put it out there or anything, but that song specifically,
Yeah.
does it have a name that we can?
So I mean, I don't want to say the name yet, just
Okay.
because like we
Okay.
just shot the video like this past 2 days. You know what I mean? Like we just shot it. But the thing I can say about it is it's in full Spanish. Like it's a
Okay.
completely Spanish song. And I've had songs where I do Spanish in them. I even have a song called Rebelde that the whole hook is in Spanish, but the verses are in English. But I have yet to do a complete like solo song in Spanish. And
Yeah.
that's why I think I'm also really excited about it.
That's really talented. Like, obviously, I can't do that, but just to go from Spanish and English, and then just a straight Spanish song. That's
Yeah.
talented. And just like, what genre is that one?
I also don't want to say. You know what I mean? It's a
jeez.
surprise, something I've never done before, and it's gonna be a surprise.
I don't even know how to imagine that
Yeah,
one.
it's a surprise for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear that one then.
yeah. I think
Okay.
everyone definitely, if you want to check that one out. It's coming
Yeah.
out. It'll come out in June. If it doesn't come out before the album, I'll drop it on the day that the album drops. But I'm really hoping it drops before.
Okay. And then for your album, let's go back to the album. What was your inspiration for this album?
Honestly, El Paso. El Paso.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my story, things I've been through here. I really tell. There's a couple songs on there where I act like there's the title song. So I've already released the title, so I can say it. It's called Morningside Heights.
Gotcha.
And that's the neighborhood I grew up in Central.
Oh, wow.
And so I called the album Morningside Heights because I wanted to tell my story, you know, about some like a deeper part of me that I feel like I haven't expressed before. And the title song, Morningside Heights, like I really encourage people to go listen to that one because I really kind of tell you like a brief overview of like what I've been through for sure. There's a couple other songs where I just kind of give, I shout out El Paso a lot on this. I got a few songs that like, if you're from El Paso, you'll know what's up, you know? But I also want to bring El Paso to the world. Like people that are going to listen to this that aren't from El Paso, I want them to be like, what's up with this city? You know, like this is dope. And I really looked to it. Like I thought of everything I've been through here and I would think of specific places. I would think of the mountain, you know, like when I was writing things, I would really visualize the city when I was doing it.
That's really interesting. Just like thinking about you just dedicating not even like a whole album tour. Would you say that you dedicated this whole album to El Paso?
This is probably the one that, yeah, like even though I feel there's still so much more I have to say concerning El Paso and me and my story here, this is like I want to say the first step into me like dedicating something to the city for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's interesting again, but it just is.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people will get into their music career and not even shout out the place that they're from.
Right.
Like,
for sure.
I'll put myself out there. Like I haven't done that before, but like what compels you to do something like that?
I just feel like it hasn't really been seen or done, you know, like definitely, you know, artists, you know, like shout out to them who do, you know, but I mean, like, I definitely feel that I come from the seed of this city. Like I am a seed of this dirt here, you know? And I want to really display that to everyone. Like this is what this city can, you know, grow. I always call myself the desert daisy because like the thing about the yellow daisies that are here, you know, around like the ones that grow in the weeds, that specific one, like when you think of when other people think of the desert, like they don't really think of things growing here, beautiful things. Like people always think, oh, dirt and brown and you know, dustiness, and people don't think of beauty when they think of the desert. And I wanted to change that perspective, and I kind of wanted to tell people like actually like the yellow daisies are something that represents strength. Like it's something beautiful that grew from something like harsh, and like there's thorns around it, and there's heat, there's not even like a lot of water, and it still grew. And yellow's my favorite color. So like since I was little, I loved these little flowers until people started telling me like that you know, like I would pick them and stuff, like, why do you like those? Those are ugly, you know? And I'm like, no, I like it. I love them, you know? So I feel like that represents me, like these little yellow flowers that grow in the weeds, like that's like sustain and beat the odds, you know what I mean? Like that I feel like that represents me for sure.
Yeah. Where do you get your passion from? Like you speak with such passion and like everything, really.
I think I was just, how can I say this? Because people ask me that a lot,
like,
you know,
you
like
speak in a way that's like, well, you speak like an artist. Because like I sort of do the same thing when I'm going off on a tangent, like I'm going into like a little story and I'm like visualizing the things that you're saying.
Yeah.
Where do you get your passion from?
The best way I can describe it is I really took ownership of my pain, my trials and tribulations. I took ownership of that. And then instead of being a victim of it, I used it as fuel. And I have grown with God and, you know, walking with him and him teaching me that was a gift. And me not like despising the fact that I went through things and kind of like looking at them like, what did I gain from this and why did I go through it, and turning that into something that I can create with. And that's really that's the reason why I started making music in the first place.
Yeah.
It's because I was just like, had all this pent up emotion and I didn't know how to deal with all this stuff. And the only thing that would help was music. Even before I started writing, just listening to music and just crying it out and just finding those songs I could say the things that I couldn't, like that really like helped me heal. And when I discovered that I could do that too, and it just like healed me deeper. And then the next step after that was like hearing other people tell me that it was healing them. Like that was like something that I didn't expect, and something that I take seriously, and it's a responsibility, you know what I mean, for sure. But yeah, it's something that like it's on the, like whenever I do my meditations or whenever I'm praying, you know, whenever anniversaries of families' deaths come up, like it's something that's always like that pain is, you feel like, no, I'm healed, I'm good, like it's gone. No, like whenever I have to face it, I realize it's bubbling on the surface always. It's always there. So I've chosen love. I've chosen love, and I've chosen to love it and to use it for the best thing that I can, you know?
Wow. Passionate. Love it. And okay, let's say someone that's like starting out when it comes to making music, like how did you get your start? Like where?
So I had put this song out to the internet, like, you know what I mean? It was just like a song. And this producer like saw it on Facebook, and he was like, hit me up, and he was like, hey, I've been looking for like a female rapper to work with. I saw you just dropped a song. Like, would you want to come to my studio? And I was just like, studio? Like, I've never been to like a real studio before, and like that. Like, oh my God, that sounds so cool. And I pulled up, and he had this whole room that was like set up as a studio in his home. His name was Cass. So shout out to Cass for sure. And Cass invited me to his studio, and he kind of was like, okay, so I really want to work with you. Like, what do you want to do with this? And I was just kind of like, you know what? Like I just kind of did it, and it was really fun. And I've fallen in love with this, and I don't know what to do next. And he was just like, I can teach you how to, you know, project your voice, how to really record, how to, you know, do all of this.
Wow.
And so I started going to see Cass as much as I could. But the thing that he taught me was, he was like, I really want to work with you, but I am going to charge you. I'm not going to charge you a lot of money, but I am going to charge you something, because I need to know that you're serious. Because if I give this to you for free, you won't take it serious. And he's like, you know what I mean? And he's like, and that's a lesson you're going to need later on in your career. And I was like, I respect it. So at the time I didn't have a job, and I was going to beauty school. So at beauty school, you got to take clients, and then they got to tip you, and you got to keep the money. So that was the money I was getting, like just the tips I would make in beauty school. And with my tip money, I would pay for the studio time, you know? And it was really cool, because it made me work for it. It made me work hard, and I appreciated every hour that I was there. And it's definitely a lesson that stuck with me for this whole time. So I started working with Cass, and then he would also record other rappers at that time. So I would be recording in a session, and then like another rapper would come through who at the time, well, his name is 3 a.m. now.
Okay.
At the time, you know, like he was coming through, and he would like wait for my session to end, and then he would come in, and then I met him, and then this other guy, Mikey Cloud, would come in, and you know, we'd see each other during our sessions. And then we were seeing each other so much that we were like staying for each other's sessions. Like we started like,
oh, that's so cool.
You know, like, okay, like 3's recording right now. I'm gonna stay because I'm next, or Mikey's about to come in because I'm about to finish.
Yeah.
And we were around each other so much that we eventually were like, we should make music together, you know? And okay, cool. So we started making music together, and then Mikey was like, we should be a rap group. And I was like, oh my God, that'd be so cool. Because I respected them. Because at the time, like they had done it for a few years already, and I was just starting, you know. And so I looked up to these guys, and I was like, oh my God, they're so good. And like, oh, I want to be like them. And so I was like, yeah, let's do it. And we called ourselves LFDC, which meant Live from the Corner.
Ooh.
You know, yeah, like from the corner of Texas, which is El Paso. So me and LFDC started running around together. Cass was recording us. And I feel like we really made locally, we made ourselves a little name, you know, like we were making videos and they had like video production crew that was, you know, the homies. Shout out, we call him Luke, but his name's Danny. So shout out to Danny and, you know, for recording our first videos and stuff and our first shows. Like we were at the first Lowbrow. We were like doing Percolator. We were doing like the early venues, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to say that's really how it all started for sure.
That is so cool.
You know, and I had this like team from like the get go. Like they just like, they saw me and they're like, this girl, like she's serious, you know?
Yeah.
I've been passionate, I feel like since then, like, cause back then I was way more, I want to say I was way more like poetic and philosophical and like that's how I would rap, you know, for
that's
sure.
How I rap now.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's how I started. So my first album, it's called Starstruck, and that if you go listen to that one, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like where it was more like emotion and it was like this is like you could tell like I was doing this to heal, you know, like you can tell in that album. And it was a great time. It was a great era. And LFDC eventually just turned into like once we started breaking off and doing our own thing, going solo, then LFDC, like the video production crew kept going as LFDC. Sick. And now they're one of the biggest production crews in El Paso.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I was like, when you said that, I was like, I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, do you still have like people that you started with, or is like everything?
Yeah, for sure. 3 a.m. is now my DJ.
Sick.
Yeah, like he still makes music. He's producing now. But me and him really lock in on a lot of stuff that I got to do. Like he directs a lot of my videos. He directed this last video with the all Spanish song.
Yeah.
He directed that one. It's so cool. And he's really, really talented at that. And it's funny because I tell him like, you're so good at like directing. And he's like, I know, but music's my shit. Like, you know, like this is just something I do for fun. I'm like, bro, you go off off on direction, you know? But, yeah, Mikey Cloud's still around too. And LFDC, like I still work with them. They just shot my video called Champions featuring Paul Wall. Like that's a LFDC production. They've done a lot of my videos actually. Rebelde, they like countless ones. Yeah, for sure.
Dope.
But yeah, everyone's still around. Or my day ones, you know, my day one ones.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I wish I still had my day ones.
Yeah. You know, things happen. Not all my day ones are around, you know, not every single one. And, you know, it's just the way it goes. But the thing that I always remember when someone falls off is that I need to keep going. Like that cannot distract me. It cannot make me, you know, right. It can't change the path. I can't let it get in my way no matter what, you know, falls off. Like I know what the mission is and I know what I got to do.
Nice. I love that you said that.
Yeah.
All right. Can you explain to me what big boy business is?
Big boy business.
Is that a thing or like?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So where do I even start with this?
Okay, it's
all right. I'll start from the first thing. I was interviewed one time by this podcaster named Elm Street. Okay. And he was peeping my Twitter. And on Twitter, I would just be like, good morning to the big boys only. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, where the big boys at? And like, you know what I mean? Just kind of like making little fun tweets and stuff, like, because that's my type. You know what I mean? Like the bigger guys. And he asked me about it on an interview. And I was just like, well, yeah, shout out to the big boys. Like, that's my type. And then,
okay.
and then I was like, I'd rather date Biggie than Tupac. Like, in all honesty.
I respect that. I mean, no homo though, but I respect it.
You know what I mean? Like, just like, that's the vibe. And then that clip went viral. And ever since then, the internet has just like been going, like running with this, you know? And I'm like, I'm with it because when I shot, and I started shouting out the big boys because after that clip went viral, I was peeping the comments and big boys were in the comments saying like, wow, like I really needed to hear this. I was having a really bad day.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were just like, this gives me hope to find love one day. And this, like big boys were saying this, and I
Yeah.
didn't know that it was going to do that.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I love about it. It's just like, you know what? I'm going to continue to shout out the big boys because it's something that is like encouraging and motivating people. You know what I mean? Like people that I feel like don't feel seen. Like that's another comment. They'd be like, wow, I feel so seen. Like
Yeah.
I love that. I love it for sure. So shout out to all the big boys.
That is so sick. I feel left out now.
Oh,
Albert.
I mean, it's not to leave people out. It's to include people who have felt left out. You know what I mean?
Well, now I feel left out because like you can see my rib cage.
It's
Albert,
all
can you see
good.
your rib cage? Because I can see my rib
But
cage.
here's the thing, like skinny boys have been shouted out forever. You know what I mean? Like all that for sure. No one ever shouts out the big boys, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna start shouting y'all out because y'all deserve your airtime. And because of that, and people were also calling me like a liar online. They're like, no, she's a liar. She doesn't like big boys. Like, there's no way. And I'm just
I
like,
met her in the mall the other day. She didn't like me.
yeah, just like, come on. But I did a song.
Yeah.
I did a song for the big boys, and it's called Biggie. And I did a video.
Oh, I've heard that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's for the big boys. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I made an anthem for them. So shout out to the big boys.
I still feel left out, so let's change the subject.
For sure.
Let's talk about your tour dates. You got any tour dates coming up?
Yes, I have a few. I have to look at because like they're changing all the time. But I have a one coming up in Sunland Park. I'm gonna say El Paso. Someone got mad at me because they're like, I posted the dates and they're like, you don't have El Paso on the list. And I'm like, first of all, Sunland Park is El Paso. You know what I mean? It is,
yeah.
like it's right there. So I have a Sunland Park date and that's June 22nd. And it's going to be a really big show. Like that Mexican OT is going to be there. I think Paul Wall's going to be there. I think Baby Bash is going to be there. It's going to be a lot. Oh, Jeezy is going to be there, So it's going to be a really big. Yeah, it's going to be a really big show.
That's pretty stacked. I'm not going to lie.
For sure. So I encourage everyone to go to that one for sure. If you haven't seen me perform, I'm going to be out there. I have a few dates. If you guys want to check out my Instagram, I have them all posted right now. But I have like Dallas coming up. I have Odessa coming up. I have... There's a couple that I forgot, but I have a couple so far, but as my album comes and rolls out, then I will be adding way more. And I will have a specific like El Paso date on there for sure.
Okay, I respect it. And then how you just mentioned your album. Who's working on the album with you?
So the executive producer, his name is Smooth Vega, and he's my manager. So shout out to Smooth. He really has helped me put this new era together for sure. Like he has helped me so much and kind of like showing me the path within the industry. You know what I mean? Because I feel like there was a point where like it was developmental artistry, and then I reached a point where it was like, now it's time to navigate the actual industry, and I didn't know how to do that. And he really took me under his wing and is kind of like showing me the ropes and what to do, and that's really cool. So he was actually talking to me early last year, and he was saying like, we need to start thinking about your album. Like you need to start thinking about what you want to talk about, like what's the theme, what's it gonna be about, like what do you want to say on this album that you haven't said. And so that's how I came up with the idea. I was like, okay, so I definitely want to talk about El Paso in this one for sure, and kind of like show everyone like what El Paso's about. So he's putting it together. Also, my a lot of the beats are made by the homie S.A. Patna. He's from Fort Worth, I believe, Dallas or Fort Worth. And he's known Smooth for a long time, so he's put a lot of the beats together. The Spanish song was produced by the homie Cricket in LA. So that was a really cool interaction. That's gonna be a special song for sure. And who else is produced on it? It's mostly S.A. Partner and Cricket for sure. And then my engineer Chico the engineer, shout out to Chico. He's so cool. Like he makes the recording sessions just like flow so well. Like there's really no we just have a really cool workflow. You know, it's really important to have an engineer that like knows what they're doing, because then you don't have to worry about how do I do this. You're worrying about like, let's try this on the song. Like, why don't you add this? And it's more about workflow. You know what I mean? So that's really cool. Shout out to Chico. 3 a.m. also helped me on this project for sure. Who else worked on it? I'm trying to think of everybody. But yeah, the architects. That's what they're calling themselves, the production crew, the architects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey. A big thing about me is that I really like beats. How did you select your beats on this one?
So they asked me, they were like, what are you going for? And I kind of told them, I was like, I wanted to have like a hustler's feel in there.
Ooh.
I love, like I told him, like I love oldies, I love old school hip hop. So I kind of want to have like a nostalgic feel in some of the beats.
Yeah.
I definitely wanted some beats to just be like more modern. So there's a couple songs where they're more modern vibes. But definitely I wanted it to feel like rooted in hip hop for sure. So I think you're going to get that. Definitely. Rooted in hip hop, nostalgic feel, couple samples here and there for sure.
Okay. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. I'm really excited to know what people think about this, and I've reached a point where people's opinions, whether good or bad, I don't let it sway me or affect me in any negative way. I always take everything as feedback. Even if people don't like what I do, it's something that I take as feedback. That's all it is. You know what I mean? And what I want to do with it, you know, I go from there. But I think that it's so important that I love this album. Like I personally like love every song on this album, and that is something that I encourage other artists to like go for. Like when they're starting out making music, like make something you like that you want to jam. You know what I mean? Because then it doesn't matter like what anyone else thinks, because you jamming this. You know? So make music for yourself for sure.
That's
so
how I
this
feel
is
about
this
it
is an
too.
album for me.
Yeah.
And if you like it, dope.
I feel like this connection of like music artistry and like how we just understand each other and all of this.
Yeah, right.
I want to ask you, forget everyone else. No one exists in here.
Okay.
Like, how would someone like me, because I'm nobody in all of this. I used to be somebody, but like now I'm just a nobody. How would I take my music to the next level? Like what advice would you give me?
I mean, first I want to ask why you feel like you're a nobody. I want to ask that first.
Because I've made music for other people, and I had this one experience where like, you know, like how you don't let opinion sway you or something like that. I let opinion sway me, and I was in a live stream with 7,000 people.
Yeah.
They all bashed on me. It ruined my my psyche, and I was looking at my music like, ew, like it's all wrong. I looked at it like it was wrong.
Yeah.
And I took a long hiatus, came back. And like this year, I started like creating some creative stuff, and I started writing like nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a nobody because I've been making it for myself and I haven't been putting it out for anybody. And I know like that step is going to be like, just start putting out your music. I've been doing that. But where do I go from there?
So what I feel like you just did was, I feel like you were honest about something that that pained you. You know what I mean? And the next thing I would do in your music is I would express that in a song or in a project. I would find your pain, the thing that bothers you, the reason why you quit, the reason you took your hiatus, what you went through in your hiatus. Like you feel like people took something from you that you loved, because I did the same thing.
Yeah.
After I dropped my first project, Starstruck, I didn't know how to handle the hate. There was love.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to handle the hate, and it made me step away. I went into depression. I went into hiatus. And the thing that brought me back was using that as fuel. That's where I would dive.
Yeah.
I would go specifically to that. What people made you feel like, and why you want to fight back. You know what I mean? And tell that story. I wouldn't worry about the social media. Don't worry about anything else. I would say like, worry about telling people why you are somebody and why you deserve to make music and deserve to be here. That's where I would start. That's where I started.
All right, I think we're done here. That was really deep. That was really deep. I'm gonna have to put some dramatic lighting for that part.
Yeah.
That was really deep.
I relate to that. I really, really do.
Yeah. I can really tell that you're a poet. Like, all in all, you're a poet, and I respect that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Because we could just hop into the other portion of this where we're just gonna just talk about anything.
I mean, I guess like I guess I could say this. People have heard my name here and there in the city, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe have never actually given me like a chance. And that's fine, but don't develop an opinion before you do your research. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I have put in my hours and I've earned my stripes. And I don't know what it seems like, because I can't tell, because I'm in the middle of all of this. I can't tell what everyone sees. I don't know what people perceive or anything like that. But I just want people to know that I do this passionately, and I do love this, and I do want this to be my career. This is all I do. You know what I mean? I don't do anything else to make a living. Like, this is what I do, and this is what I chose, and this is what I've suffered for. This is what I've gone broke for. This is what I've, ate beans out of a can before for, and just to rock that stage, you know what I mean, and put out that music, and to hope that any part of my story can help another person, as music in general has helped me. That is my mission in life. You know what I mean? Like, of course, like one day I want to have a family, I want to have kids, I want to have a husband and a house. And, that is like the ultimate dream, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Besides that, it's to give music to the world, but incredible music. My ultimate dream is to just like put out music that I'm just like, it's starting to be like that. I'm starting to make those songs where I'm just like, oh, damn it, this is so good. Like, this is, I love it. You know what I mean? It took a long time. It wasn't always like that, especially when people were telling me that it wasn't that, for a long time. But yeah, and it's going to take a lot, like for yourself, any artists that are listening, like for you to reach that point where you love your art, where the artist loves their art, it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It doesn't just happen. It does sometimes. Sometimes people get like the artist lottery and they're good off the womb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't like that. For me, I had to work to understand music, to get my pen sharp, to really get the music, like to be able to talk to a producer and tell him what I wanted to hear. Like that took time, because that was also a frustrating thing in the studio, where I didn't know what I was talking about, and I didn't know how to tell the engineer or the producer what to do, what I was hearing in my head, like that communication, that dialogue, for sure, that took time. Like, for me to learn my craft, it took a long time, and it wasn't something that I could just like, it was just gonna happen, didn't happen for me like that. So I definitely worked hard to even reach this point. And I want to go way further than this,
Yeah. I want you to as well.
Thank you.
Like, out of everything, whether I make it or not, I want you to make it.
Thank you.
I think you deserve it.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
Like, I always talk about passion, like the passion in things that you do. You display like an immense passion for hip hop and rap. Like, it's hard to like express it, because like I really don't talk about it like the way that we're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
But like hip hop, the way, to me, I feel like you feel the same way about it.
Yeah.
Like, you understand all the intricacies and like the history behind it, and you share that passion, and I really appreciate that about you.
Thank you. I respect it. I respect it for sure. And it's something that I wish to one day like feel like I've mastered it. I have not. And I want to get there, for sure. And I respect the goats, man. Like, just when a rapper is like just like a goat, Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? Like Biggie. Yeah. Biggie's one of my favorites, for sure. Just like master of their craft. It's something that I just like, it's the best. It's the best thing for me to enjoy as a listener, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ooh. Oh, sorry. I just started thinking about music.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to say before we jump into the next one?
Shout out to my glam squad. Yeah. You know what I mean? I also come a long way as far as my image, and that took a long time. And that's something you have to get through, I think, especially for women, because being an artist means you're on camera, and you go through hating everything you do as well, image wise, you know. So you're gonna get through that, and it took a long time for not only me to find my style and like display myself out on the outside, but I had to accept myself and love myself from the inside, to where like just as soon as I saw myself on camera, I used to just like know I was gonna hate it. Like as soon as we did a photo shoot or a video shoot, I was like, oh man, like I'm dreading looking at the footage and looking at everything we captured, because I know I'm gonna hate it. And I didn't know it was coming from the inside. And it's not even the way I looked. It was just like I just hated how I looked. I hated myself, you know, and getting through that, loving myself and really like finding that love helped me like shine on the outside. And I don't know, I just wanted to kind of to throw that out there, because a lot of people feel like it's like, oh, if I get the clothes and the diamonds and the this and the that, like then I'll feel good about myself. And it's like, actually, no, like you need to feel good about yourself now, how you are. And that will transform the outside, and that will help you navigate to get what you want to look like on the outside to shine through, for sure. So yeah.
Yep. Confidence on the inside equals confidence on the outside.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it.
I really appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you for watching. This is Deshaun Johnson, but you can call me DJ. And thanks for watching.
Yay.
Tucking on
The
your
horn?
Yeah.
The klaxon?
Yeah.
What is it?